The Great Beastie Boys. Let me check the sound right quick, see if we have any. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are doing good. Gentlemen, what's up? What's up? Thought I'd jump on here and just talk. Many times that when we go our own way, sometimes that we might take ourselves out of public discourse and just hanging out and talking with people. That's what I want to do tonight. So if you want to, jump on into the chat if anybody's listening, and we'll have a conversation. Uh-oh. What happened? Okay, there we go. My little headphones are giving me problems, but what are you going to do? So, gentlemen, now we're here in 2021. We're on the precipice of a change that will define human progress. In other words, what I'm trying to say is scientific progress is going to start happening faster and faster. And in that progress is where we are going to find our salvation. We can create a genetically modified woman, for instance. The one you can get rid of the not the psychosis, but the psychopathy is what I'm trying to say. Now, I know there's a lot of men's rights activists that say you can't accuse all women of psychopathy. Bullshit. They are the perfect psychopath. Now, and I also want to say is how many women do you have in your men's rights organizations? And God bless them if they're really there for the right reasons, which I doubt. I think all women are trying to save gynocentrism. I think all women are trying to move towards even more former or more of a form of matriarchy that's even more stifling than it is today. So, I'll spot you 10,000. I'll say 10,000 women are in the Mgtow Rights movement. It is nowhere near that. But I'll give you 10,000. Now, you can compare that to the population of the United States, Canada, and that's a drop in the bucket. But I understand what you're saying. I understand the men's rights saying that men can't change anything. It's got to come through the change initiated by women. Son, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. But women are they are. They're the survival machines. They are... for a woman, there's nothing greater than herself. Let me just say that. And that's pretty much the definition of a psychopath. And that's all women at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they are made by their biology. Now, we say, we can see evolution in the physical body. Right? Scientists have no problem with that. Well, what's wrong with evolution of the mind? Okay? Now, you got to think that women, humans come from, lower animals. But if you look at the behavior of those lower animals, you can tell a lot about human behavior. All women, and old, Briefert's law, no money, no honey. That is to me, that's a psychopath. I mean, you're putting conditions on your relationship from the get-go. Whereas a man will love a woman for herself. That's not going to happen with the female. She just doesn't have it. She just doesn't have the capacity to do it. You look at the animal kingdom, and the male has to provide some resources for the woman. So I don't understand why the men's rights activists are so scared of calling a spade a spade. Well, with other than this fantasy of women changing the system for men. Women knew what the fuck they were doing in the 60s. They knew that they were handicapping their own sons, their brothers. Did they give a fuck? Fuck no. Hell no. So what makes you think that these women are gonna, come to the men's rights movement and say, "Oh yeah, you've used logic and reason. I understand what you're saying." Yeah, fuck no. Good luck. Not gonna happen. Excuse me, hit the microphone. And like I said, anybody listening, if they have a subject they wish me to talk about, I'd love to talk with you guys this afternoon. It's 9:30 where I'm at. So I don't know how late or how early it is for you guys. But if you feel like talking, let's talk, man. Let's have a conversation. Even if a woman comes by, which I doubt, I'd have a conversation with her. And I would like for her to explain to me how females cannot be or are not psychopaths. I would really like to hear her explanation. Because, when women are with their, especially the first time lesbians, a woman that is for the first time experiencing a lesbian relationship, they see how females act, right? They know, they experience it, okay? So even a lesbian will tell you that bitches ain't shit. All right? So, that's where we're at. As soon as work became safe, and as soon as, machines made work a lot easier, these women turn to their husbands and their children and says, "Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm going to leave this place, not take care of you anymore, not take care of the nice home that you bought me, and take care of the children. I'm going to work. I'm going to earn my own money." All right? Now, that's the first time in history where that happened. And you saw how women threw their families under the bus, threw their husbands under the bus, which, they will love until things change, right? I mean, how can you not say that that's not psychopathic behavior? And then try to rewrite history, saying that men had kept them back when all we did was protect them from hard and dangerous work. And that's how they repay us? Shit. And this is not, psychotic? I just don't see how these people can say that. But I understand there's a fantasy that women will come together and say, "Hey, you know what, we do have changes to be made," which, I can say I'll spot you 10,000, but good luck. Hold on a second, boys. I gotta chill out a little bit. Otherwise, I'll be talking so loud that I'll wake up the old roommate. He'll be pissed and gotta hear that bullshit. But, I don't know. Now, a woman can do damage to you. They're like vampires. The main damage that they can do is if you invite them into your life. Like you have to invite a vampire inside your door into your home in order for them to come in. Well, that's what you're dealing with a woman. Now, you play with a woman, you joke with a woman, but you never do anything serious with a woman. Oh, cool, man. I love FC Barcelona. Thank you, brother. How you doing tonight, man? Cool. If anybody has a subject they want to talk about, just hit it up in the chat, and I'll do my best, and we can have a good old conversation. But like I was saying, I forget what the hell I was saying. I'm kind of drunk and smoking weed at the same time, so I don't know how good that's gonna go. But we'll try. We'll try to be interesting. We'll try to be entertaining. And if, like I say, anybody has any subjects they wish me to talk about, let's put them in the chat. We can talk about them together. But with the female psychopathy, you can go down the hair checklist. That's a thing on, might be on Google. Let me look it up real quick, and we'll go down the hair checklist.
Here's a summary from Business Insider.
Okay. Let's see here. God damn it. I hate you, motherfucker. Alright. Okay, the first one is, do you have excess glibness or superficial charm? Let me solve this right here. You see a cheerleader or a dancer. Cool. Thank you, FC Barcelona. I appreciate you, man. I really do. But getting back to the glib, you can see a dancer or a cheerleader when they're moving, when they're doing their routine. They have a smile plastered on their face. Now that's pretty tough, man. If you do some hardcore cardio, you're not smiling. You're sucking air. But these bitches, they know how to, I'm sure they practice in front of the mirror and with each other. The whole thing is a big manipulative thing to get men to, like I say, do their bidding. Okay, grandiose sense of worth. That's number 2 on the old psychopath checklist. You see these bitches on TikTok and YouTube and all over the place talking about how, that they deserve things, that they deserve a wealthy man, and they deserve a man to worship them and all that. Now, is that not an overinflated sense of worth? And it's true for a long time that we men did give them an overinflated sense of worth. We did worship them, but hey, it's the modern day now, and that's got to stop. Okay. Do you have an excess need for stimulation? Okay, now this is another thing too. When a woman argues and tries to start some shit, tries to start some drama, this is that psychotic, that stimulation that psychopaths crave, because they're not. It's hard to explain. They have a need for a shot. It gives them a spike whenever they call some bullshit. They love it, and that's women. Okay, are you a pathological liar? I think we know that fake up and slimming bras and buster bras and all that shit. I think that we can pretty much qualify that these bitches, every time that they put on fake up and change their voice and wear slimming things and all that shit, I think that qualifies as, lying. It says, are you cunning or manipulative? Do we even have to go into that? I don't think we have to. I think every man understands that bitches are cunning and manipulative. Lack of remorse or guilt. Now, you go to any divorce court, anywhere, and you will see, the woman destroying a man, destroying his finances, putting him in a situation where he might have to work 2 or 3 full-time jobs just to get by. I remember back in I think it was around 85, 86, there was this fellow, he was a deputy sheriff, and he and his wife got a divorce. And the judge ordered him to pay her support more than his salary was. And he told the judge, hey, I can't pay this. I can't live. I can't buy food. And the judge simply looked at him and said, well, get another job. And do you think the bitch would come up and say, hey, well, this is kind of unfair. We've got to give the guy some food. Maybe he sleeps in his car, but hell, give him enough money for food. Fuck no. She was there trying to get everything that she could. Shallow effect. I'm not, yeah, shallow. Okay. Yeah. That's all women are, is fucking shallow. Callous or lack of empathy. Yeah, I've covered that in the divorce thing. Do you have a parasitic life? That's all women. Parasitic lifestyle. They want to live off of men. Okay, and they'll tell you that. The man's got to make more money. He's got to take care of me. He's got to make me feel like I'm a princess. Yeah, parasitic lifestyle. I think we got that one covered. That's no problem either. Behavioral controls. I mean, whew, do we really have to go into that? They'll fly off the handle. They're I don't think we have to go into that too much. Okay, do you have a history of promiscuous sexual behavior? Don't really think we have to cover that one. Of early behavioral problems, I don't know. I haven't really. Well, my sister was always a cunt, but hey, do you lack realistic long-term goals? Yeah. When women say they're gonna hold out for a millionaire, I think that's pretty much unrealistic. And they say that they want to be leaders, titans of industry business. They want to be the CEO. I think that's pretty fucking unrealistic. How many companies are started by women that are, serious companies? And I'll leave that there. Are you overly impulsive? You ever seen a bitch go shopping? Shit. Their credit cards are their best friend. Do you have a high level of irresponsibility? Yeah, because, like I say, women want to do what women want to do now. And they expect you not only to put up with it, but support it. This is my favorite. Do you fail to accept responsibility for your own actions? How many videos have I posted over and over about female nature refusing to take responsibility for their own actions? They'll blame it on somebody else. It was always, something other than their own fucking stupidity. Have you had many short-term marital relationships? Well, and it goes on to say, psychopaths repeatedly betray long-term relationships. Okay, so let's look at the facts. Let's look at the numbers. Most women initiate divorce. Bam, there it is again. There it is again. Okay. That's about it for the hair checklist. But I think you can agree with me that women do tend to favor uh, psychopathy. Now, let me be clear about this. It's a sliding scale. Some women are more uh, psychotic than others, but that the thing is though that scale can always move. So if you have a woman that she's not displaying high levels of psychopathy, but just always remember that scale is movable. At any one time, she can go from one to 100 anytime, right? They have poor impulse control. So, and like how many people like on their wedding day ever thought that they would be in a divorce court being totally financially anal raped? I mean, it's not. I don't think any man anyway, walked into a marriage thinking about the divorce before the even you put the goddamn rings on her finger. So there you go. So like I say, if any men's rights activists stumble across this, all I can tell you is that look at the hair checklist, and I think that you'll have to agree with us that women are more prone to psychopathy than not only are they more prone to it, excuse me, they are. It's just you have some women at certain times being low on the scale. Let me be truthful about that. Now, the only thing that's going to fix this thing with the sexes, with the women, modern society has made it so easy for women to do their thing. Um, Women basically want. Hey, Kate, how you doing, sweetheart? If that were true, prenups wouldn't exist. Yeah, thank you. Um, but are you saying that men men are thinking about the end of the marriage? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what you're saying. I'm kind of drunk and sort of stoned, so explain it to me, Kate. What was I saying? Oh yeah, modern society has made it so easy for women to live without men. So easy. And here's the thing: the only thing that's going to save the traditional uh, marriage. Well, let me say this: women want a 1950s husband where they live the modern lifestyle. They want all the stuff, all the good stuff that comes with having a 1950s husband, but they don't want to put up with any of the responsibilities. Hey, it's good work if you can get it, but the only thing that's going to save traditional lifestyles is going to be some kind of natural disaster, some kind of fire, some kind of wild, crazy shit that is going to make the Earth not. It's going to knock us back down to the Stone Age. Or hell, does it even have to do that? Knock us back 100 years, and bitches will be running back to men, cooking us roast and potatoes. And this thing about women serving in the military, yeah, they're gonna have jobs that are behind the line. As a matter of fact, you go behind the line so far that you will back up to a general. That's where the women are gonna be, and there's not going to be any fairness as far as putting women in combat situations. You might as well forget that. That's not gonna happen. So the equality, like I say, it's 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 never about equality. They just want what they want. They want the good parts of everything, and they don't want any of the responsibilities. All right, so that pretty much sums up a fucking psychopath. Damn sure does. So, where did Kate go? Kate just did a hit and run. But Kate, let me answer your deal there. Men have to think about. Okay, let me give you these. Bill Gates, the goddamn Amazon guy, uh, movie stars. I mean, if women, if these men aren't, good for uh, these men, what, how does a regular man come up? Compare, right? You got movie stars, they're good looking, they're in shape and all this, they got plenty of money. Billionaires are getting divorced. So yeah, men have to think about prenups. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. But he's not planning in other words, he's not being manipulative, Kate. He's not saying, I'm going to marry this bitch, and when the time is right, I'm going to take all his money or her money. He's not thinking in those terms. But women initiate divorce more than men. And how bad does the marriage have to be for a man to initiate divorce? Because he knows he's getting a financial ass reaming when he goes in front of that judge. Because women have made the law. They say we're in a patriarchy. Well, hell, this is the worst patriarchy ever, right? Where a man can go stand in front of a judge, and the judge tells him that he's got to get 2 full-time jobs in order to pay the goddamn not child support, but the benefits to the woman. Fuck. And the woman sits there and says, yeah, I don't give a shit how much he's got to work. I want to get paid. Right? And, back in the day, when women didn't have jobs, right? And I could see that, to a point. But, there wasn't a lot of divorces back in the day, back in those times, right? So, because women knew that they had a good deal being married. Women know they have a better deal now being divorced. So, Kate, did I explain that to you? If you're still here. If not, if you still have a question about it, just type it in the comments. So where we at, boys? Are we going to use science? Now, I don't think that we can create a I just think it's too many genes you would have to change to create a woman into something that is a loyal, faithful, helpful being. I just don't think that's possible. Now, what I do think is possible is androids, right? Maybe a mixture. If you wanted a real live pussy, maybe the scientist can kind of clone a pussy or something for you and shove it in there. I don't know. I don't care. I don't think about such things. But all I'm saying is, I think science and technology is going to free us from the drudgery of having to live under the rule of women, of the matriarchy. Because now we have a lot of men, even though that red pill knowledge is being spread, And a lot of men know about it, but they still choose to be simps. They still think that, they can win, right? It's like going to the casino, think you can beat the dealer. The odds are not in your favor, gentlemen, but hey, there's no other avenue for these people to go. They don't have anywhere to go except human women. I think in the future, when we start to make realistic looking females, I think that most men are just kind of say fuck it, and then the women, they're gonna have to have some kind of robot be for them to bring them gifts and shit. I don't know how that's gonna work, but they're not going to be too pleased with. I guess you make a Chad robot, a great, good-looking, well-built, muscular, 3-foot dick robot, whatever. Yeah, maybe they'll be satisfied, and at least then they'll be out of the way, right? You bitches go there, do your thing, fine. Hey, Emmanuel, what's going on, brother? What is going on? Glad to see you, my man. Damn glad to see you. How you doing? But another thing too. I know Mgtow is all about the personal, the man. Great. I'm glad to hear that, Emmanuel. I'm glad to hear you doing good. But we have to. I think that if Mgtow, I know this is never going to happen. This is just me talking. But if a group of Mgtow ever got together and decided on doing something, man, let me tell you this: without having to worry about a broad sucking the life out of you, sucking you financially, having to take care of all that. If these Mgtow men could come together, okay, I'll use this as an example. Maybe starting some sort of business, right? So you have 5 Mgtow men all pull their money together. They're gonna gamble on some kind of business. Let's just say, for simplicity's sake, just a little store. I don't know. You can sell anything. Well, what products? A hunting store, hunting and fishing store, outdoor, right? If you had like 5 men that had the same goal, that would all work together to accomplish that, shit, we'd be unstoppable. But I know Mgtow is, go your own way, do your own thing. You're not going to have a leader, which is fine, which is great. Which I think there might be some room to have something outside of Mgtow for those guys that do want to get together. I think that would be a nice thing. Maybe somebody that is good with, I don't know, has a job that they manage people, that they know how to create teams to work together. Maybe one of those Mgtow can come up with something. I don't know. I think, and another thing that's keeping us down, most Mgtow, we can't reveal our true selves, because of course women will try everything that they can. Feminists would say, hey, this guy is an incel, we got to find out where he works and get him fired. That we're going to put all of our feminist weight going to the employer, saying we're going to pretty much make sure that no women buy your products or services if you continue to have this guy employed. A lot of people say, well, that's not going to happen. Shit, I've seen it happen. There was, back about 4 years ago, I can't think of, it was something witch. She called herself something witch. I don't know what the fuck. But anyway, she was a feminist, and this guy, he wasn't even a Mgtow. He was just, I don't even think he was red pilled, but he said something about the pay gap or some bullshit like that. He was talking about. Lo and behold, this whore called his company. He, like I say, he wasn't Mgtow or anything, but I remember I remember all the drama behind that, and she even made a video, put his information on YouTube, and encouraged other women to call his employer. Now the thing about his employer, he was some kind of scientist, and he was on working in this nuclear lab or whatever, and I think he said his boss was a woman, but since he got a grant, I think it was like he got a grant, and he wasn't getting paid from the lab, but he was using his lab and his grant to do his work. So that kind of backfired. And as a matter of fact, when Mgtow found out about that, I don't know how, Mgtow, we got some computer scientists in this motherfucker that can track down anybody. Well, we found out that she was a housewife and her husband was a business owner. Man, these motherfuckers were unrelentless. They spammed the review. What's that thing that you review, you rate a business or whatever? I don't know what the fuck it is, but you know what I'm talking about. They damn near shut down their company. Well, in a attempt to save what she did, she was saying, "Oh, we have a lot of men that work here. If you shut down the company, we're gonna hurt these men." That did not work. She ended up having to apologize and agree never to go on social media again. And until this day, I haven't seen that bitch on social media. Nobody has. Nobody put it out there. So we men, we have a lot of power. And we can accomplish a lot of things if we work together. So, that's really all I got to say, man. Hold on, let me check this. What are we doing here? I don't know. Is anybody here? Are you guys still here? I guess you are. So I'll continue talking. Talking about what? I don't know. Oh, let me ask FC Barcelona why American soccer sucks so bad. It's horrifying to watch. You Europeans got us beat on that, I'll tell you that. Another story I was thinking about. I don't know. It's going to take somebody with some skill that knows how to manage people, that can bring people together. And hopefully, I'll make a prophecy. The prophesied one. A man will rise from Mgtow to bring us all together. Boy, we would be a powerful force if we were all together like the feminists. These men's rights guys, they don't have, they can't even rent a hotel in order to have a damn conference. I think the last two conferences, anyway, I don't know I don't really follow men's rights, but a couple years ago, I know they had the hotel, the feminist, called the hotel and did the whole, we'll never go into your hotel. We'll make sure no woman ever goes into your hotel. So they had to back down. Hell, they couldn't even find spaces to rent to have a conference. So tell me again how all the women's in the men's rights movement are helping you guys out. I don't see it. But yeah, like I say, it's gonna take men coming together to make change. If that's like I say, Mgtow, we just walk away. We don't care, right? But if there's only there's no change is going to come from the men's rights movement. Women don't give a shit about the men's rights movement. They don't fear it. They laugh at it because that's what it is. It's a joke. I mean, they have no power. The matriarchy is never going to even let them in the door. Much less make changes. I mean, fuck. Now, you want to talk about matriarchy. In France, there is a law that it is illegal to do a DNA test on a newborn child. Now, you want to talk about the power of the matriarchy? Now, I don't know how that would work anywhere else. I just don't see it. Yeah. Man, they don't want to hear from the male side. I mean, hell, why should you? I mean, you got a majority of men still being simps, falling all over themselves for a little bit of stanky, rotten pussy. I mean, it's just going to take, I guess we're going to have to just wait for these men to get divorced. But then again, there's some hard luck motherfuckers that just don't learn the first time. That they're just going to keep chasing that dragon, thinking that this time's going to be different. Okay, well, good luck. Good luck with that. Now, I will say this. Hold on. Is my roommate up? I'm going to go get some liquor. Oh. I'm going to play this Beastie Boys song again, if you guys don't mind. Hold on. I'll be back.
Peace out, Joe!
Motherfucker. Dealing with that son of a bitch is like dealing with a goddamn brick wall. It feels so good when you stop. Sorry about that, boys. You guys still here? Okay. Man, y'all still here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did you guys like the music? Or do y'all like another type of music? Because I'm probably going to have to put on some more music to deal with this drunk fucker. But that's good. He's got the liquor. So we got to have patience for him. So what kind of music do you boys want to hear? And I'm glad that you stayed with us. Thank you. Thank you for staying with me. I appreciate it. Anything that you guys need as far as a good conversation, we can do that right here over the internet. And see, that's what I was talking about, technology, how technology is going to improve our life. You know, back in the 80s, 90s even, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have this technology. But now technology lets people from other cities talk to each other, have conversations with each other, and like I say, being a Mgtow doesn't have to be lonely, because like I say, we have this technology that allows us to be together, to talk to each other and keep us from being lonely. Now I know that dogs make better pets than women. So if you don't have a pet and you're lonely, get you a little pet. I guess that's why some men know that they're going to get ass raped, they're going to get crucified, still, try to do this dating with women, is because they're lonely. I guess they're lonely. I don't know. I can't. Well, yeah, I guess men can love, right? A man can love a woman for being a woman, and it's hard for a man to overcome his biological drive. I get that. I understand that. Most men, I guess, don't have the self-control that Mgtow has, because even though they know that there's a dragon waiting for them around the corner that's going to breathe fire all over their ass and melt them and turn them into ash, they still run around that corner and welcome the fire, So I'm guessing biological imperative, being lonely, maybe in some instances it's easy for a man to, be a roommate to a woman more. I guess he throws her some dick every now and then to kind of keep her calmed down. I guess that's a reason why. Another reason why some men wants to shack up with a woman, even though that if for one night that she decides to attack him, and if she breaks a nail while she's doing it, then she can call the police and have him arrested, even though that they know that the danger's there. I guess for financial reasons that they'll have to put up with it. But women calls that too, because back in the 50s, only one person needed to work and live well, right? Now, since women had turned their backs on their families and rushed into the labor market, they've driven the price of labor way down. So now, I guess if you want to even think about having a relationship, and women, you did this to yourself. You're going to have to work too. He's going to have to work, unless he's a doctor, or y'all are able to make some kind of huge sacrifice somehow. And that's you brought it on yourselves. You ladies brought that shit on yourself because you were so greedy, wanted your own money, couldn't be satisfied with what your husband was providing you. That you had just had to rush into the labor market. You had to fuck it up. But hey, women aren't known for being long-term thinkers. As a matter of fact, as their children, when a woman has her period, whether it be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that's it. She's matured. That's the best she's ever going to get. And children are not known for being long-term thinkers. So I really can't disparage them too much for that, since they don't have any control over it. But that's why a strong male is needed in the home. Not an abusive male, a supportive male that's going to make the right decisions for the family. The best decisions for the family. How many single mothers are their households are pure hell because they don't have a man that they will submit to so he can make the decisions which are going to be best for her, him, and the children, instead of just making the decisions that are best for her. Right? So, women living in their own hell that they created. The men, like I say, I don't really understand why, we gave women the right to vote to begin with. I really don't understand that. I don't understand what people thought, what good would come from that. I don't know. I don't know what the deal was. But we let the genie out of the bottle. You can't put the genie back into the bottle. It's here. I think the best thing that you could do is possibly move to another country and marry a native woman and keep her in that country. Don't bring her to the United States. I've seen Mexican immigrants, Mexican women, come over and be here for 2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks. And they're indistinguishable from a native United States woman. They got the same, they pick the shit up quick. They got the same attitude, the same irritability, the same, I'm the number one and all that shit. I go, get fucked. Get fucked. I'm going to do a video about this probably Monday. There was a woman that got kidnapped from a gas station, and the gas station camera picked it up. She ran over to this dude that was filling his truck with the gas. Oh, that son of a bitch went to sleep without giving me any liquor. God damn it. Boys, hold on. I'm going to have to investigate this. Let me find some decent music to play while I go investigate this. You guys like Gary Newman? Let's see if we can get him going here. Alright, I'll be back.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Yes, sir. Let's get back to the live stream. How many people are still here? Okay, Lone Wolf. Glad to see you, my man. All right. So, okay, I got a little alcohol now, so talk for a little bit. The thing about women aren't very creative, right? Now, we can look at this in sports. I'm trying to think what women have created. Shit, I can't think of too many goddamn things. All right, but but we can use the sports world as a example. We can say that women pretty much mimic men. I mean, besides football, right? Besides American football, women don't want to do that because it's too much like work. You might break a nail. Your fake eyelash might fall off or something. Who the hell, man? But yeah, they're not very. Is this mic still working? Hold on, let me do a sound check, boys. Is this mic? Yeah. We're good. Sometimes I push the button that turns the mic off. But yeah, pretty much everything. There's female leagues, right? They don't even do it as good as men, right? Baseball turns into softball. There's no female. They've got this thing called the lingerie league, and they have to. This is the closest thing that women have come to competing with male sports. They dress these bitches up in little uniforms, and it just whatever. You're there just to watch the bitches. You're not there to watch the gameplay, right? No woman is going to make you say, "Wow, that was fantastic." No. Even in female basketball, I would be curious to see how many dunks have occurred in the WNBA. I can give you, if I was a betting man, I would bet that definitely under 50 dunks have occurred in the WNBA, right? I think that, I just don't think that, you watch that shit for the gameplay. If you look at the audience, it's mostly lesbians, right? And they're trying to support it just to think that they can compete with the male sports. It's just not going to happen. Now, the only thing that we can do as far as females is like oh shit, that alcohol's kicking in. We can do the what's that model? They have a television program. Sometimes it comes on once a year about the models that are modeling lingerie. I forget what the fuck that was all about, but I think something shit like that, and porn bitches. I think that's the only two things that females get paid more than men right off the bat just for being female, right? Because men, we don't give a fuck. what a dude looks like in a sweater. Yeah, fuck that. But like I say, women get paid more in those two fields because, like anything else, it's supply and demand. Men are not demanding to see other dudes in sweaters and shorts and shit like that. We couldn't give a shit less. But like I say, that's big for the ladies. They love that shit. So that's the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head. Being a runway model or a porn bitch that will pay a woman more than a man. If anybody knows anything else, let me know. Could you imagine that if we let women just, that's what we're basically doing as Mgtow. We're just walking away. We're waiting for the crash. All to come tumbling down, or we're waiting for sciences and technology to free us from this weight, that's the societal weight that's been put on us by society, that women are dragging us down, right? Because everything's about women, and men produce, so women being parasites live off the work of men, right? Imagine if we didn't have that weight on us, what we could do, right? Even at a regular job, even at let's just say a simple job, anybody can get a ditch digger, right? Part in most businesses that are hiring people, they have an office worker, and that's usually a female. All right, answer the phone, do some simple shit like that. Filing and stapling papers together, or whatever the fuck they do with. Imagine if you didn't have that weight on you. That now I know, yeah, there's some men that are just as fucking worthless as bitches are. You find that mostly from single mothers. There's not an example that these men have other than their single mothers. In other words, there's no man in their life to give them directions and teach them the way to go. But having thrown that in there, if you had a decent dude doing all the office work, I mean, a woman will stretch that shit out for 3 days, where a dude could have the shit done in an hour. So even getting rid of all women, and even in office worker roles, would allow for more money to be paid to men, right? And that's going to happen. It's going to happen through technology. I mean, technology is taking a lot of jobs, but I think the next wave of technology is going to hit the office workers. I think that there's a lot of things that could be done that don't require a bitch sitting on her ass all day, filing papers and shit. I think this could be done electronically. I think once the technology is there, when it's more efficient, I think that there's just no way that employers can keep women employed in these jobs, because the competition is definitely going to go with the technology, and with that money that's saving, that they don't have to pay these women, they have an unfair advantage. Okay, let's talk about the Walmart and the cashiers. Most cashiers were women, of course, because it's inside. It's air conditioning. It's nice, right? A woman doesn't want to make the sacrifice of, doing a physical labor job. Not, at least not many women. I mean, when I talk about the majority. There's always outliers in any uh, any example that I'll give. So, like Kate, she'll be able to pop in. Well, I know this bitch. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Where I'm talking about the majority. So, I need some more juice because I forgot what the hell I was going to say. Oh, God. This motherfucker. He's got that fucked up gin, man. I don't know where the fuck he found that at. That's the kind of gin you get at the liquor store at 12 in the morning. Jeez. But, But I really want to stay on a positive track. Because I can give example after example of how, what Mgtow say are true. But I want to get away from that, and I want to kind of focus on some positive, right? Because we all know that is true what Mgtow said, because we've got example after example after example. So I'm kind of beating a dead horse. But the positives of being a Mgtow, suppose you want to travel. You don't have to get permission from a wife. You don't have to make special provisions for any children. Would I like to have children? Yes, of course. But could I do it in this toxic atmosphere? No, of course not. Couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even think about doing it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's one of the... unless you have a pet, then you gotta get your pet taken care of. But that's one of the positives of being a Mgtow. You can just go whenever, however you want. You don't have to get permission from a nagging bitch, right? And I think the freedom is one of the main attractors of being Mgtow. D.B. Cooper, what is up, my friend? How you doing tonight, man? Glad you're here. Plus, another positive thing about being a Mgtow. Yeah, this shit's hitting me now. I don't know where the fuck you got this gin. It don't even taste like gin. It might be paint thinner. Oh, Alaskan Bachelor. My man, how have you been? I've been wondering about you. I've been wondering how you been, man. I hadn't seen you in a long time. That's great. That's great that you're here, man. So are you doing pretty good, Lone Wolf and DB? Y'all doing good? Okay. Yeah, man, this liquor hit me. God damn, I don't know where you got this shit. I know you didn't get it from... I think he made this shit in the bathtub. But, you went into crypto. Okay, DB. Flare Network. Alright, I'm interested in that, DB. Can you tell us more, man? That would be cool. When I lived in these apartments a couple years ago, there was this woman that had to do that. Okay, yes, her life is amazing. Fantastic. I'd love to hear good news, Longwell. I'd love to hear good news. That's great. When I was living in these apartments a couple of years ago, they didn't stay too long. I think they stayed about 3 months, but It was a man and a woman, and invariably, you could time it. Every 2 to 3 days, she would be a knockdown, drag out, screaming. She didn't care who heard, and the poor guy was just trying to defend himself. Uh, Chill beats. I want to hear some of those, Emmanuel. I want to hear them. Can you put us a link in the description, in the chat, so we can hear some of them chill beats? Cool. Okay, this brings us to another thing about being a Mgtow. We are free to pursue greater works, man. Okay, DB. Do you have like a video explaining that you can put into the chat so we could get some more information? Decentralized finance. The owner becomes the bank. That is interesting. Yeah, if you got information that you could put into a link that you could put into the chat, I'm definitely gonna look at that, man. All right. So, yeah, being creative. Oh no, let me get back to this psychopath bitch. Oh yeah, okay. Hold on. Remove, put user, hide user, add moderator. Here we go. And Lone Wolf, you get to be a moderator too. Who else is here? I love Barcelona. Guess what? You got to be a moderator. Kate, you can go fuck yourself. But everybody else, they're moderators. But yeah. I mean, think about this. You're trying to. Okay, I'm gonna definitely pop into that. But yeah, you're trying to do your. You're trying to be creative. Okay, this one's 6 degrees under. I'm gonna click on that, see if I can get it to play. Y'all tell me if y'all can hear it. My goodness, we have a Johann Sebastian Bach in our presence. Thank you, Emmanuel. That's what we need. We need artists, Mgtow artists. We need financial gurus like DB. We need leaders like a Lone Wolf. I'm in a much better mood now. I am in a much better mood now. We're talking about positive contributions that Mgtow make. This is what Mgtow is all about. Having the freedom to create without having a millstone gynocentrism wrapped around our necks. I mean, Emmanuel, you could have created that being married with a couple snot-nosed kids running around, but it would have been much harder. And DB, I'm sure that the same applies to you. That all the time that you spend in the financial world, that if you had to spend most of your time satisfying an ungrateful woman, you wouldn't have the time to look into these financial things. But that's what we need. We need leaders. Thank you. That is exactly what we need, DB. When we need people with Mgtow with financial means that can make things happen, right? I can sit here and talk all day about the need for this and that, but I don't have the financial means to make anything happen. I'm at the situation. I'm at the situation where I'm pretty much like this. I'll tell you, there was a not a poem, but a story about a man that he would go fishing every day, and he just had just enough money to live and go fishing every day, do what he wanted to do. And the guy asked, another guy came up to him, and I'm drunk now, so I fucked up the story. But I think you can kind of find the nugget of truth here, that if he worked hard and retired, all he would do is fish. But he can fish now, right, without working hard. That's in the situation I am, right? I got just enough money to get by, which that's what I like. I don't have to, go beat my brains out at a job. Most of my effort is going to be taken away from me and given to ungrateful women, and working in an office somewhere, that if I had that, not millstone, that part of my labor, part of my pay was going somewhere else, right? I don't know. Like I say, this motherfucker made this gin in the bathtub. Hell, I'm lucky I'm not blind. But getting back to what I was saying, this is very positive. I am. Matter of fact, if I could make a series about Mgtow creators, I think if another Mgtow could have something going for himself, is creative, is being creative, I think that that other Mgtow should be pushing that. Like, I'm gonna look into DB, and at his direction, I'll make videos, bringing people to DV. I'm definitely gonna make a video with Manuel about your creative. And Lone Wolf, brother, I need to get to Alaska, because we can have some fun up in Alaska. I'd act a damn fool in Alaska, I'll tell you that right now. Oh God, that gin is killing me. Yeah. Whew. Okay, Manuel says, having a family wouldn't been and still can be beautiful, but only when there's room for it in the social environments. Exactly, right. But being Mgtow, like I say, you're free to use your time the way that you want to do it. And I think the Mgtow should be celebrated for using that time when something comes together, like this music that you created. I mean, that's some damn good tunes. I don't know. I like to say I'm not a musical person. I tried to learn the keyboard one time, but I've got some broken fingers that have never healed right. You try to hit one key and your fingers twisted and it hits the other key. So that was the moment I knew that I couldn't do any musical, at least with a keyboard or trying to hit a string. I would have to use a computer program. I think, because these fingers just don't happen. My only distraction is retarded hopium with this election audit. Let's see. Yep, in this day and age, having a family is more than you can handle and most likely will force you into slavery due to feminism and the love. It's not worth it. You're exactly right. Because, once a woman divorces you, you don't have any free time for shit. If you can get by working one job, which, like I said, the story I told earlier, that's pretty rare. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's like I say, I think the here checklist pretty much proved what we're saying. That DB says, so glad I fell into crypto. It has really focused my attention. Yeah, man, crypto. Like I say, I don't follow it, but I do see the news headlines every once in a while, and the crypto went through the roof, man. If you just got in on Bitcoin in the beginning, man, you could be a millionaire several times over with a small investment. It just went crazy. But see, now this is the thing. I think if I understand this correctly, crypto is in a. Does my kettlebell work? Oh yeah, exercise too. Exercise and meditation. I mean, there are situations where you try to meditate to try to calm your mind down. But can you imagine trying to do that with an ungrateful, irritable woman in your home? Shit. And exercise. I mean, she has jobs for you to do. Right? I mean, how dare you think that you can have time to exercise and not satisfy her demands? I mean, I've seen it happen too many times. I mean, women will get rid of your friends, they'll get rid of your hobbies. Yeah, exactly. Honey to-do list, right? So this is going to be a time of unprecedented creation that's great, man. I'm glad. I am glad to hear this. This is positive. Fantastic. Yeah, DB, man. I hear you, brother. That is exactly what we need, man. Financial people, artist, lone wolf. You're a leader, man. You just got to be turned loose. And you can do great things. I can't. I'm too old and fat. Don't want to. Don't give a shit. But it happens. It makes me happy to see you younger guys branch out and do great things. That is good. That is fantastic. So, well, it's pretty tough for musical artists, but the creation of music, just for the beauty of the creation for music, I think that's more. I think that's more valuable than the commercial things. Oh, DB, thanks for putting that in. I'm sure somebody watching this would love to do some exercises and need the right training. And if you got a good guy that knows how to train people and make sure that you're doing these exercises correctly, that's fantastic. Glad to see you guys helping a lot of other men. Well, at least I didn't go blind from this fucking bathtub gin. So that's another positive thing we're talking about. Does anybody want to come on and talk? I'm gonna figure this shit out somehow. Let me know if somebody wants to come on and talk. We can figure out how to do it. Goddammit. Okay, Lone Wolf says, here are two topics currently on my radar. Eviction moratorium is going to end of this month on October 15th, going to be a nationwide strike. Can you fill us in with more information, Lone Wolf? A nationwide strike? Oh, DB, 5 minutes a day is not that bad. I think that my fat ass could be motivated to exercise for 5 minutes a day. Oh, yeah. Alright, DB, cool, man. Yeah, Lone Wolf, tell us a little bit more about this nationwide strike. I wanna hear that. Okay, hell. And like I said, if anybody wants to come on, we're going to figure out how to do this. We'll make it happen. I wonder how many, start with 5 minutes and add 1 minute every workout. Yeah, if you can do that. If you can do 5 minutes, yeah, then slowly work up. Yeah, no time, you'll be, use a timer. Okay, that makes sense. I use a timer to meditate sometimes. I hadn't done it in a long time. You know, my life is, I just need to make time and start doing it like you guys, man. You know, make time and just make things start happening. That's the deal. Okay, kettlebells are magic. What weight do you recommend? What weight do you recommend starting out with? I know the kettlebells, I've seen them at Walmart. They come in different weights. Yeah, I've seen them at Walmart. But, what weight do you recommend? 15 to 20 pounds. Okay. Alright, cool. You know, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Mgtow helping other Mgtow. You know, there are Mgtow that have talents that other men maybe had single mothers raise them, and they don't really have a father to teach them these things. Man, that information is priceless, right? Because I know I had a single mother, and she didn't teach me shit. So the information that you guys are sharing is going to help other men, man. That is fantastic. Let's see, $20 minimum wage, 12 weeks of maternity-free, nationalized health care, environmental, climate change, 25% corporate tax rate cut. Yeah, good luck with that, Lone Wolf, except that this United States is an oligarchy. right? Oligarchy. Damn, can't even say that. This Jim's fucking me up. And it's ruled by, wealthy people. And you're going to need a hell of a lot of people to go on strike to even make a difference. Because the oligarchy, they don't give a fuck. They own all the stocks. That's why I'm so happy that DB is coming in with a new investment where regular people can get on in and actually get good wealth. Are you going to participate, Long Wolf? Or are you trying to stop it? This Jim's got me twisted. I don't know whether you're for it or against it. Man, I'm just proud as can be of you boys. I can't say enough good things about you guys. Damn. I am happy to know you boys. To know you guys that are just makes my heart feel good. Good night. Whew. And like Emmanuel was saying that we need to steer the conversation away from the negative and focus on the positive. Right? When we go on vacations, we need to make videos, of what we saw, and just be positive. Okay, I'm for it in a way of seeing things continue to burn down because America is a sinking ship and being a Mgtow. I'm not going to save any of this shit. I'm staying out of the way. Okay, cool. Yeah, I understand. See, Emmanuel says, Long Wolf, I'm very lucky to still be employed, though. As Ephra said. Yeah, see, here's the thing. When women came into the workforce, that just drove down the price of labor, and that really destroyed a lot of unions. So the worker really doesn't have, union representation anymore, and like I say, that just made wages stagnate. The only way that you can really get ahead is to do something on your own, right? What DB's doing. And Emmanuel, you're a pretty good educated fellow, man. I mean, you work in a college environment and you help people out as a tutor. So I wouldn't. I would imagine you probably got a degree in something. And thank you, Long Wolf. That makes me feel great, man. That makes me feel great. That men don't have to compete with each other. That we can come together and work together. Yeah, Lone Wolf. I mean, that's what happened. Women just threw men and families under the bus, and their greed forced them to go for money. Hey, are you employed with the college, or do you just work as a tutor at the college, Emmanuel? Because if you're employed with the college, don't you get like a college retirement or something like that? State retirement, city retirement, whatever the college is. You should be invested pretty quick. Invested in your retirement already is what I meant to say. So, I guess we're. Oh, Rendell Slaughter's here. All right. I wonder how many Mgtow are going to be on the short list for a visit from the Goon Squad pushing the jab. You know, I haven't got the jab yet, is because I've seen videos of people on YouTube that, of course, you know, they're one in a million. It doesn't happen to. Okay, you're a tutor at the college, but are you employed by the college, or are you? Okay, you are employed, but so you should have a nice retirement coming up. I'm sure you're invested in their retirement program already. My 2015 vasectomy really saved me. I hear you, DB. God damn, man. Could you imagine being chained to an ungrateful woman? Jesus Christ. But, yeah, talking about the jab, I saw a video on YouTube. I think she was like 67-year-old woman. She got the vaccine, and her nerves are shot. I mean, she shakes like a dog that just got wet, right? Yeah, a 4-day work week. I think they did that in some Scandinavian country, and they found out that the employees were more productive in a 4-day work week. And with technology taking over, hell, you're probably not going to have a choice but have a 4-day work week. If, you know, you can get 4 days, right? So that means there's going to be some kind of universal basic income. And I don't know how far that's away, but here's the thing. We have a lot of immigration to the United States, and we don't have the jobs, because all the jobs are in the manufacturing jobs are in China. That means we have service jobs. Now, I don't really, you know, hate the immigrants, you know, for wanting to better themselves, but it is what it is. You know, men, especially working in the trades, not only have to compete with other citizens, they also have to compete with you know, these new immigrants. And of course, new immigrants are gonna even cut the pay even lower, right? Because, you know, supply and demand. Yeah, this broad had a reaction. You know, she's shaking like a leaf. And yeah, that's one in a million, you know, that had a bad reaction. But like I say, I haven't caught it. And, you know, I'll wear my mask when I go to the grocery store. Speaking of, I went to the grocery store the other day. And there was this, I couldn't tell, right? It looked like a man, but it was acting female, and she was checking me out, right? Or he was checking. I don't know what the fuck this thing was, but anyway, that fucked me up. I don't know how I got on that subject, but anyway, the thing smiled at me, and I'm sure it smiled at every man that came through, but whatever. Also, virtual signal tax companies, schools simping to immigrants. Yeah, like I say, it's a hard thing to. It's a hard thing. Yeah, well, actually, exactly, DB. And the thing is that capitalists, they have to cut costs, because if they don't cut costs, their competition will. So they're forced to do it. And if hiring an immigrant is going to help you cut costs, well, they're going to do it, you know. But like I say, it's a hard thing, man, because you don't want to shit on the immigrants, because all they're doing is trying to improve their lot in life, and I'm sure they're not coming over to the United States with the goal of saying, yeah, that I can kick a native out of a job. But that's what's happening, you know. Say what you want about what's his name, Trump. Say what you want about Trump, but at least he did get the conversation started about making a wall. Now, I understand that the wall was really an attempt to stop drugs being walked across the border, right? That's the number one thing. They're trying to keep heroin and cocaine out, right? I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. You know, if a wall is going to save one human life, hell, it's worth it, you know. But that's what we have. Imagine if women weren't trying to handicap us. Imagine if women were on our side, trying to help us. You know, men face so much problems as it is, you know. God damn. I mean, women just want to handicap us. Women want to put us down. Women want to do this. Women want to do that. All at the expense of men. Alright? God damn. Just imagine if they would actually... They don't even have to help us. They just have to quit handicapping us and coming up with all this bullshit victim shit. You know. Hell. But just, you know, there was a meme about, they had a wolf, and then they had another wolf under his throat. And what it was the female wolf would put her neck under the male wolf's throat, so the other wolf couldn't grab his throat. Now imagine if human women were that loyal. My goodness, we could accomplish a lot. I mean, maybe there'll come a day when Mgtow won't have to hide behind these names, and maybe we could come out and not have to worry about women going after our jobs, and hell, maybe even women. Just if women would leave us alone, shit, that would be an improvement. You know? Okay, Randall says, I don't get what's going on these days with young guys painting their fingernails, or even using press-on nails. Are they all gays or menstrual, or what the fuck is a fad? Are gays okay, I'm out of the loop. I'm an old man, and you're saying that young guys are starting to paint their fingernails? What in the shit is going on with that? And even using press-on nails. Oh, you're talking about the bitch at the store, or I don't. There's got to be a transformer. She has to be a transformer. Or transsexual, whatever. I don't know. But you're saying the regular straight guys, or guys not pretending to be women, are painting their nails and press-on nails. I don't know. That's pretty fucked up. That's some single mother shit right there. You can trace that shit back to single mothers. And DB says, TikTok has been a pleasant surprise. Those young guys are just reporting on what they are seeing and experiencing. These young men are not spotting manosphere red pill talking points. Yeah, that is a pleasant surprise when men that have never heard of the manosphere are noticing these things. It's just, It's just a little bit of time before they find the manosphere, and that's good. They're finding out on their own, and then when they find Mgtow, they can join a community that supports them, that are not, like I say, the thing about women is they always say that, well, you haven't found the right one, which, and that handicaps a lot of men because, without Mgtow, without a group saying that yes, you are correct, it is a good chance that these men will be brought into female propaganda. Randall says, yeah, they are. I'm even seeing guys who look otherwise normal until you get up there and you see them with painted or long multicolored press-on nails. I mean, they can't all be. See, this is, like I said, that's some single mother shit right there. Yeah, Randall. And Randall saying either that or Alex Jones is right about the stuff in the water turning the frogs gay, and Gen Z guys too. You know what? I used to think Alex Jones was a fucking nut, and most of the things he says, about the lizard people and all that. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. But there's a few conspiracy theories that motherfucker is right on. He predicted shit. And, 2 or 3 years later, it came true. So, you got to glean what you can from Alex Jones. And you got to leave that other shit alone. And I think he was right about the frogs not being gay, but probably the pesticides were, fucking them up. Hell, I guess it could have turned them gay. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, Alex, you gotta glean some good stuff from him, but don't go down the rabbit hole of the the lizard people. DB says, yes, exactly. Just wait until the young males, TikTokers, level up to Mgtow. It will be easy fit for them. Women will start wailing in the streets. Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, unfortunately, female nature, if I don't know, man, I think I think we're too far gone, man. And a lot more men, I'm sure Mgtow. See, the Mgtow movement, a lot of people come in, I said movement, but philosophy. A lot of men come in, they get the knowledge, and they leave, right? So it's really hard to put a number on how many Mgtow there really is, right? Because what more can you do once you get the information, right? There's not a whole lot to add to it. So they get the information, they go about and do their thing. So it's really hard to put a number on how many Mgtow men there really are, because a lot of men aren't active, right? And they've got their own thing, right? They've got their knowledge. My deal is I want to spread the Mgtow message, because I know there's a man out there that is like this guy, that are like these young TikTokers that just need a place to go, a place to say, yeah, you're right. There is such a thing as female natures. Yes, it's not a question of you getting the right woman. It's a question of, female nature is out of control. And the only thing that you can do is to protect yourself, because yes, there is a matriarchy. Yes, there is gynocentrism, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it except not play the game. Lone Wolf said that you haven't found the right one is female manipulation to keep you on the plantation, and these simps and beta men have parroted that talking point. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not really a whole lot you can do with a simp. Like I say, the simp has more than likely been raised in a single mother household. The single mother has taught the young man to worship women, right? women always say this, yeah, we want men to respect us. Bullshit. They want men to worship them. And unfortunately, these simps, there's not really a whole lot you could do for them, you know. But the men that have found that just by looking around, just by observing, that they agree with the Mgtow message, but it's so easy. It's so easy for the society to turn a man back into a simp if he doesn't have a community to belong to say that, yeah, you're right. It's real easy for these men to fall back into the plantation. Mgtow saved my life, right? The least I can do is try to help save somebody else's life by trying to spread the Mgtow message. That's the only reason I'm here, right? I'm not trying to charge a Patreon, trying to make any money off, have any products to sell other than the Mgtow message. And I think there's a role for men like me, but there is a greater role for you guys. The greater role is the creators, is the people that make a better future, right, for men, and that's you guys. And I really appreciate you guys doing what you do. Let's see, Randall says, honestly, I think feminists are the enemy of men, but the Mgtow philosophy main enemies are trad cons. They are the ones who promote the plantation legacy. Yeah, good luck for that. Good luck for that, because that's what a woman wants. A woman wants a 1950s husband while she lives a modern lifestyle. So these so-called trad cons, the genie is out of the bottle. These men's rights activists, you're not going to put the genie back in the bottle, because the genie doesn't want to go back in the bottle. The genie wants to put you on a plantation, and that's it. That is it. The only thing that you can do is not play the game. Lone Wolf says, buy my pheromone soap and maintain frame. You sell soap? Lone Wolf, you sell soap? Because I know there's other people that create their own soap and have pretty good business with it, like a little side business. DB says, Mgtow numbers don't matter, but it's a reflection in the increasing numbers TikTok women making enraged and frustrating that men aren't approaching them and are quickly ghosting them. Well, women brought that on themselves. When I worked at, it was Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama, they had an 85-year-old security guard. Believe it or not, a woman filed a sexual harassment against an 85-year-old man. Like, what the fuck was he gonna do, right? I'm pretty sure he had to have a fistful of Viagra to even think about doing anything. But here's the thing. That's when I talk about that psychotic hit that women need. This is the type of shit you run into with that, right? And and quickly ghosting, hitting it, hurting it, and beating it up, and get the hell out before she can bring any damage to your life. Yeah, that's the smart strategy. Hell yeah. DB says, our pre-wall women are losing their minds is great. Yeah, because you can see, I had a few videos about women. There's this one bride, she FaceTimed with this asshole for like 10 days. And she went to an airport in a wedding dress and waited for this motherfucker to get off the plane and had her filming him. right? And she proposed to that motherfucker. This was the first time that they've ever met in person and only talked for 10 days on the little FaceTime thing on their phones, right? And she was ready to get married. So yeah, women are suffering. Women are definitely suffering. But you gotta be careful with a woman, because if you guys were here when I put the hair test out for the psychopaths, women are very manipulative, right? So you can't take a woman by what they say. You can only judge them by what they do. And I've noticed a lot of women that are making videos about being on the men's side, right? That's bullshit. They're trying to save gynocentrism. Until women get together and start changing laws, right? Then don't believe a goddamn word they say. Wait for actions, right? Actions, not words. Lone Wolf, I was mocking them PU apes. Oh, what did I do, buddy? I didn't insult you, man. I'm sorry if I said something that was out of line, Lone Wolf. Randall Slaughter says, Tradcons put pressure on young guys applying the fix and a number of other than where the damage is. Marriage is a sinking ship, and they're trying to save it by adding more passengers. Good God. Yeah, all these jewelry stores that sell engagement rings are going out of business, and all these bridal shops are going out of business, right? I mean, that tells you right there what's happening. DB says, Rendell, definitely true. Tradcons are Benedict Arnold, UT, and TikTok is found their audience. That run. Yeah, man, the truth is going to come out. And I'm just here for the boys, and I hope they run across one of my videos and say, yeah, that's true. That's the Mgtow is the philosophy for me. And but I think more importantly is you guys that are doing the artistic and financial, making those financial moves. I think that's going to have a bigger effect than anything that I can do by making videos. I think you guys are going to make real world differences, and I really appreciate. DB says Rendell. Okay. DB says YT. All right. Yeah. Yeah, man. Like I say, I wish I had more liquor, but I don't. So all I get to is try to continue with. Hopefully, I'm doing an entertaining way. And like I say, I thank you guys for being here. I think we're talking. I think we're making actual differences in the world. I think we all need to support each other, and I'll definitely do my best to spread you guys' messages. I'll definitely spread the art, and I'll definitely spread the DB Cooper. I'll definitely look into your thing. I don't understand it. I'm not a financial expert at all, but I'll do my part in helping spread the message. I had a channel before it got canceled. It had like 6,500 people there, and like I say, this motherfucker got shredded. They couldn't. I mean, they reported every video even hinted to get the channel banned, and yeah, they got the channel banned. I don't have the numbers that I used to have. Hell, I gotta have 2 channels now, because one channel is going to get banned sooner or later. And I don't have a big audience. So, but I can do my part. Maybe somebody that sees what I post, maybe they can put it on their channel, in which I'll definitely encourage, and we can get the word out. We can get it spread out. Okay, DB says he is a U.S. expat working in the defense industry. So, if he's U.S. expat, oh, he's working for the defense industry, but he's just not living in the United States. Okay, I got you. And you say consider making YouTube shorts. I like I say, I'm an old man. I can't keep up with technology like you young guys can. What is a YT short? And Lone Wolf says, one way to support men is when you are buying a service or going out to eat, etc. Request men for the waiter. Use Mel Barber and other such ways to counter. Thank you, Lone Wolf. That is a nugget of pure gold. That is a nugget of pure gold. Because I'm guilty of when I go out, if it's a female waiter, or waitress or whatever, and you're right, there are male waiters, and I'm guilty of going into hair salons and having a woman cut my hair. Now, if it's an Asian woman, I got a thing for Asian women because I think they got tight pussy, but that's just my thing. I fucked a lot of them when I was in the Air Force, so I'm gonna have to go with the Asian woman every time. But other than that, yeah, that's a good question. And that's just a fantasy. That's just a fantasy on my part. That's just me being gynocentric. I still got a lot of a lot of things to work on in my life. Emmanuel says, please, Cyber Monk, do stay in Mgtow and keep doing what you're doing. I see to resonate with you well. Don't let well, yeah. I'm gonna stay here, man. I'm gonna do my little part, but I think you guys have a better part to play. I think you guys have more potential than I could even think about, and this is what I like. I like encouraging you guys, and I like to see that. Right? Jeez, man, this makes my heart. I can talk about this. I can stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning talking about this. I'm so excited. Yeah, bully into something. Well, yeah, they're gonna cut this channel. I'll go on my other channel, and they'll cut that channel, and I'll go on another channel. Yeah, it keeps me from having a big audience. Like I say, I don't have the numbers nowhere near what I used to have. Yeah, I think what this channel here has got 100, 200 members at the most, which I don't mind. I don't mind because I'd like this here. I like us talking personal, getting to know each other. And with a big channel, you're going to have maybe 50, 60 people, and it's really hard to get to know people in the chat like we're doing now. So, there is good that can come out of having a smaller channel. Yeah, DB says you were in the Air Force 87 to 93. I was stationed at Minot, North Dakota. Of all goddamn places. North Dakota. It was cold up in. It snowed in August. It snowed in April. So that was my Air Force experience. And Lone Wolf says, yeah, the blue pill conditioning is strong. Yeah, I had a single mother, and she did everything that she could. Always talking about how a man should sacrifice for a woman, how a man had to be financially successful to, quote, treat a woman right. Meanwhile, this bitch didn't have anything to offer a man other than a fucking bad attitude and a psychotic fucking that he would find out sooner rather than later. She had a huge psychotic side to her. And Lone Wolf says, Cyber, the blue pill conditioning is strong. Okay, Randall says, I had a female dentist once. Oh, God, the pain. She ground down teeth to the nubs for crown and blew air across them and then bitched at me for withering the pain. Worst dentist ever. See, now this is the thing. This is when you try to teach women skills that they have no business learning. I would not let a female operate on me. I don't give a shit. The females are fine for gynecologists, yeah, and delivering a baby. But how many great female surgeons are there? None. You know. So yeah, I agree with you 100%, Randall. Yeah, why not? My not. Reason is a reason, baby. You got it. When I was in the Air Force, I basically joined. I said, look, I got to go in right now. It was more of a financial situation. Like I say, my mother, she made it impossible for me to have a regular job living at home. And I couldn't even get my feet wet, because she was just all the craziness of this bitch. So I told the recruiter, I'll take the first thing that you got, just get me out of here. And they put me in transportation, and they had a little thing called base taxi. And basically what you do is you drive people around the base. I mean, it wasn't a glamorous job or anything, but hell, kept me from starving. And the Air Force helped me out a lot. It did help me to mature a whole lot. So I really appreciate the Air Force, even though I was not going to stay for the retirement. I mean, you could. I mean, it's a fantastic job. Other than people trying to kill you every now and then. Other than that, it's great. But like I say, I would encourage any young man to go into the service. DB said, I had a great Air Force experience despite being given a pass for virtually anything. Man, we had this one broad in our flight. She was kind of pretty, right? But, she was fucking savage, man. She was dating this guy, and for some reason, she went wild on him, started hitting him. And she picked the right motherfucker. Because this dude, believe me, she got what she was asking for. And, but anyway, I don't know if the guy ever got in trouble for it, but, yeah, they would bend over backwards for women in the Air Force. As a matter of fact, I heard this one, I read this in one of the, I don't know, Reddit or whatever you call those things. This guy was talking about when he first joined the Air Force, he was like an E1. And he asked the sergeant a certain question, right? And the sergeant, basically bitched him out, said that he should have already known the answer to the question, so on and so on. Then he said about 3 or 4 months later, they had this new bride that come in. She outranked him by about 2 ranks, and he heard her ask the same question to the sergeant, and the sergeant bent over backwards to explain it to her. Now, yeah, you can call that conditioning, where the sergeants knew that they better not piss off a woman, even though that she was lower ranking than him. Right? So, yeah. The Lone Wolf says the shuttle bus. Yeah, I used to drive officers to the B-52s in the bus, right? I'd have to pick them up at base ops, and then I had to drive them over to the weather deal, and they got the weather report, and then I drive them out to the plane, and then get on their plane, take off, do whatever. The thing about those son of a bitches, the officers, they would have this thing where they would try to eat the most garbage that they could, and while they were in the plane, they were real close together. So you had all these motherfuckers farting. And anyway, they got me in the shuttle bus one morning. I was driving them over at the ass crack of dawn to the weather station place where they get their briefing. And I don't know what the hell they ate, what the hell they drink, but they were prepared, man. There was no oxygen in that damn bus. It was all methane and fart particles flying around that motherfucker. And anyway, the last officer got off. He held the door, so I couldn't get out. So I had to run it over the window on the bus. My God, those pilots are fucking crazy, man. Let's see. DB says medical air crew, aeromedical evacuation, a lot of med tech jobs. Yeah, I paid for my degree. Fantastic, DB. I'm glad to see that. I am glad to see that. Yeah, Lone Wolf, man, this motherfucker just went off on us on this ride. And, yeah, it was total female nature. I'm sure that, that it was probably over nothing. It was probably some shit that she started. But to this day, I don't know how he wasn't arrested and hanged, because, like I say, normally when a woman attacks a man, if she breaks a nail, the man goes to jail. Maybe he had witnesses that saw that she attacked him first and he was just defending himself. I don't know, but that was always a mystery to me. But this dude fucked that bitch up, man. She had 2 black eyes. Man, she got kicked out about 6 months later because she came into work drunk, right? And she threw up all over the senior master sergeant's shoes, right? And this motherfucker loved his shoes. He was the one that pointed out everybody else needed to shine their shoes, man. He was a shoe freak. And when this bitch puked all over his shoes, oh God, she was kicked out that fucking day, man. That was funny. Yeah, DB, the generals always had some fine bitches working in their office, man. I don't know who picked them out. If they had somebody at basics, rating the women and saying, okay, yeah, she can go to the general. Yeah, this bitch can go to the motor pool. I don't know how they figured that out, but yeah, colonels and generals always had fine bitches working in their office. I guess that's what do you call it? The perks of rank. Yeah, man, I bet you got some stories about about that job, DB, the medical air crew, man. You guys probably saved a whole lot of lives, man, because pilots ain't shit without guys like you, man. Because once they crash, once they parachute out, I'm pretty sure they need a medical air crew to pick them up. Let's see, what were you in the Gulf War? I don't know, I forgot when you said you were in. But yeah, man, they were trying to find people in basic to go into the medical air crew. I was too out of shape. They had this one guy that looked like a fucking gorilla. He was so built that they personally came to him, man. You had to be in shape for that damn job. Tucson, Yokata. in Lackland. Lackland was fucking hot in the summertime. And guess when I went to basic? In the fucking summertime. And it wasn't hot enough for them to suspend training. It was that kind of miserable. But yeah, you were there, San Antonio, man. That was a trip, man. I remember when we flew in. The recruiter promised us the world, and then when we were met at the airport by the drill sergeant, that was a wake-up call. That's what I remember about Lackland. Was that goddamn drill sergeant waiting for us when we got off the plane. But it was a good experience. It really was. I mean, it sucked at the time, but when you look back on it, you see what you got taught and the experiences that you had. Yeah, I'd say it was well worth it. I would encourage any young man that's looking for something to do that could improve his situation. Definitely a military. Even if you want to do one tour, I would definitely recommend that to any young man. And like you say, women were they're not going to be on the front line. The best thing you can do for a woman is to make her, an admin or some simple shit like that. I mean, just make sure that she's not in a position where she could, other people have to depend on her to do her job. I mean, some kind of shit like that. So, the women can join and say, yeah, we're in the middle. Okay, great, go suck a dick. Get out of my face. We got things we got to do. And you're going to get a lot of people killed if you fuck up. So that's my thoughts about women in the military. But yeah, DB says, for Desert Storm, they sent me to Europe. My bad. Medevac job was to clear out the hospitals waiting for all the casualties. That never happened. So I had fun partying with the reservists. Yeah, I imagine those reservists were pretty hardcore as far as partying. I had a friend that when he joined the reserves, and he moved to Detroit. He was trying to get me to move to Detroit with him and join the reserves, and I was like, dude, I'm so sick of fucking freezing cold weather that I'm going well south of the Mason-Dixon line. But yeah, he was saying that all they did in the reserves were party. Right? And they show up one weekend a month, and it was a big party. So I'm sure those reservist guys, they knew how to party. And as a matter of fact, I had a friend that got sent to Spain that he was talking about. Oh yeah, they rented a van, and they picked up these Spanish prostitutes, and he was telling me that one got picked up, one fucked her in the van, and the van back doors were open. He put his foot on her ass and kicked her out. And she was trying to chase the van, and they drove off, man. That was one funny story, man. So I'm sure you got some stories that you could tell. Well, look, boys, it's almost fuck up reunion, exactly, Lone Wolf. Well, look, we hear us, Billy, because they were called up mid-semester and fucked your college plan. Yeah, that's the only thing, man. That if you're going through reserves to try to get your college degree and become an officer. But, that's part of it. That's the deal you make. They'll pay for your school, but at the same time, you got to be ready to do your thing when they call you. Well, fellas, look, it's almost midnight here, and my roommate, he's waking up from his drunk slumber. So I'm going to end it here. And Yeah, man, I think we're definitely moving in the right direction. So you guys be cool, and we'll talk to you fellas later.